Nina, I see that you're doing applique in the embroidery hoop.
I am. I love to do my applique this way, Susan. It's so neat and clean, and those mitered corners are all done in embroidery, and it's very easy to do. This is actually a geometric design like the design on the quilt behind me. So when I start my machine, it's going to do a straight stitch and show me where to put my piece of fabric. I don't even have to cut out a piece of fabric the shape of my applique.
So you let the machine do all the work?
Absolutely. So as soon as it does a straight stitch, it's showing me where to put my piece of fabric.
So as long as the piece of fabric is larger than the stitched outline?
Correct, correct. So I have my rectangle, straight stitch rectangle. I'm going to lay my piece of fabric in there and start my machine again. And now it's going to do an open zigzag stitch to tack this piece down.
Along the same lines that it's stitched?
Right over the top of that straight stitch. I'm simply going to remove the hoop from the machine.
Right. But the fabric is still in the hoop.
And you don't want to remove it from the hoop. And I'm going to cut very close to that open zigzag, getting rid of all of this excess fabric. When I put this back on the machine, one of the things that we were able to add because it was done in embroidery software is I added a decorative stitch just to make this applique a little bit more interesting. It is a satin stitch applique, but there's this really pretty decorative stitch around the applique. So we're just going to start this again.
And you're already in the correct position because you didn't take it out of the hoop.
And now it's going to stitch that decorative stitch that I put around the rectangle.
Now, I notice on the quilt behind you that you have some geometric shapes stitched on top of the applique shapes. Is that part of the design that you created?
It is. Again, a very simple thing to do in software. But it adds, I think it just adds to the applique.
It does,
so
it does.
You're doing your applique in your embroidery hoop, and then you're embroidering
on top of
your applique. Now the machine's going to do that satin stitching on top of.
So every rectangle was stitched twice, once with a decorative stitch, once with a satin stitch.
Correct.
As well as the tack down stitch.
Right, so it's very secure. This design includes some embroidered elements on top of my applique. While this finishes up the decorative stitching on top of my embroidery, I just want you to know that I did create this design in our BERNINA embroidery software, but there are digitized applique designs available for purchase.
What if someone wanted to make the quilt that's behind you on the wall?
This project is available in the Make It section of the BERNINA website, BERNINAUSA.com. To learn more about machine embroidered applique, visit your local BERNINA dealer today.